So hi everyone, my name's Becky Webber and I'm the Regional Director of Tate in the South, and I also look after our social media marketing, and I thought it would be very opportunistic to have a chat with my colleague Adam, who is the Recruitment Director for London and also who heads up our mid to senior level appointment recruitment in London as well. So Adam is doing something pretty wonderful this weekend, which is running the London Marathon. But he's been doing it for a few years, this marathon training and running, and he's really inspired a lot of people in our business. So I thought I'd take the opportunity to ask Adam a few questions that hopefully will be inspiring to our audience as well. So, Adam, thank you very much for joining me
You're
today and
welcome.
for sparing your time. I'm really looking forward to this. So the first question I wanted to ask you is, what inspired you to run your first marathon?
I was thinking about this the other day, and I thought, was it when I did my first 10K at Regent's Park? But I think it was a lot before that. I remember sitting on the sofa with my brother Andrew and my mum, watching the London Marathon many times when Paula Radcliffe ran, and I think she won maybe 3 times or 4 times, having a wee on the pavement halfway through.
Get
But
that.
exactly, and I always just had an overwhelming desire to run the marathon one day. I didn't know how at that age, or how to go about it, or even if I could. But you know, the crowds, the energy, that someone could actually run 26.2 miles. I'm quite a competitive person, so yeah, I think it goes back to when I was younger, in my early 20s, and then in 2016 I entered the London ballot. I didn't get a place. Most people don't. I think it's the odds are maybe 30 to 1. And I contacted a charity, Help for Heroes, which is an armed force charity helping veterans lead normal lives after service. And they said, we'd like you to run for us. And I did. I pledged to raise, I think, £2,000. And I ran my first marathon. It was bloody hard. I didn't do enough training, but I crossed the finish line. And here's the medal, actually. That's my first one, my favourite one as well.
Oh, nice and
But
gold.
nice and gold. But I've learned a lot since then, how not to attack a marathon.
How do you prepare for the marathon in a physical and a mental way?
Yeah, interesting. It is both physically and mentally challenging, and you don't realise probably until halfway through it and think, oh, why have I done this? Physically, so you've got to have a good baseline. I think you've got to be able to run at least 10K, if you can, which is great. You can build upon that, but it has to be gradually. Each week you can increase your running distance by 10%. If you run any further than 10% increase, you can injure yourself. You've got to include speed work, hill work, tempo runs, interval running, round the track if you can, and enjoy it. I think the problem I have is I always want to go out and run fast, but actually getting those miles up each week, you've got to go out and run slowly. Most of your runs have got to be slow. And you've got to run slow because you've got to prevent injury. And by doing any runs too quickly or too far, you will get injured. And having a plan and sticking to that plan. I've got a 16-week plan. I have been absolutely rigid, and I have stuck to every single race. Not race, that's the wrong word to say. Every single session, because you shouldn't race when you put your trainers on every run. And I've stuck to them. I've done 800, to give you an indication. I've run about 800 miles in the last 800 kilometers, sorry, in the last 16 weeks.
Wow.
um, Through the rain, through the wind. It's not been particularly great training weather. We've had lots of wind, lots of rain. I live a lot. I live in Leon Sea as well, so running up and down the seafront with the wind wind in your chest is pretty hard work, but it's rewarding at the end of it. And I think mentally, you've got to keep going. You've got to know that there is an end in your training, and that all the hard work that you've put in will pay out on the marathon day. Because the week before the marathon, which is this week, there's a symptom called marathonobia, I think, and it's when you start to think that everything's going wrong. You haven't done enough miles, you've got the wrong shoes, I've got pains in my legs, I'm not eating enough. So you do overthink everything, and actually the reality is, in 6 days time, 5 days time, I'm going to be running 26.2 miles, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to enjoy it with a smile on my face. So preparation is key, consistency. You've got to be kind to yourself. You've got to eat well. Nutrition's really, really important. Um, and yeah, you've got to talk about it and enjoy the experience.
So, Adam, what's been the most challenging part of your marathon journey?
I think um, definitely you've got to plan. You've got to plan your nutrition and all of your runs. Sign up for a running club if you can. I've joined Leon C Striders, as I mentioned before, and loving it. People are really supportive. There's a great community that I'm part of. So the first two marathons, I just put on my trainers and went out and ran, did a long run before the actual event, and actually didn't enjoy the events because I wasn't fit enough. I didn't look after myself well enough, and I completed them. But I knew that I hadn't ran them to my full potential. So joining Leon C Striders, having a plan, eating the right things. Gave up drinking a year and a half ago, which has had a tremendous impact on my running. And yeah, doing things properly. And I have put a lot more hours into my training. It does take time away from my family and my friends, but it's all worth it in the end, because I'm going to run on Sunday and hopefully smash out a PB. I've got a time that I really want to hit. I might declare it towards the end.
Ooh, let's keep our fingers crossed. It sounds like you're in great shape to do it for sure. So, you have shared a huge amount of
Mm.
tips in what you've said already. What would be your sort of biggest tip, if you like, for anyone inspired to do a marathon journey?
So do it. Anyone can do a marathon. You've got to be committed, you've got to be all in. You've got to declare to your loved ones that you're doing it, because you'll be out pounding the pavements for an awful long time, or a lot of the time. You might miss birthdays, events, holidays, because you do have to give your all to the training, or you could injure yourself. Sign up, go through the ballots, go through the lotteries. The odds of getting in are quite tricky, but most charities have places in the major marathons. I was lucky enough to get a lottery place actually in Berlin, but all of my London places have been through charities. So if you don't get a lottery place, contact your local or a charity that means something to you. Fill out their application form, pledge what you think you can raise for them, and hopefully they will give you a place. but you need to give it your full commitment. You need to declare it to your partner, your friends, your family, and just enjoy it. There's no point in doing something like this if you're not going to embrace it and enjoy it. And remember, it's not just about running flats. You've got to, run up hills. You've got to do strength training, conditioning work. It's not just about putting your trainers on and getting out the door, but that's a good start.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you very much for sharing that. One last question for you.
Go
Okay,
on.
so what's your goals? Because you did say you might declare it
I
for the London
might.
Marathon, and I know you're doing the Berlin one and the Ultra.
Mm.
What's your goals?
Have I made a decision on the times that I would like? I think I have, yes. So I will declare them. The ultra, though, is simply to finish.
Hmm.
I've never run more than 26.2 miles. So 50 miles is a long way. I don't have a lot of time to prepare, but I will try. And I think it will be a lot of walking and running. So I don't really know what the expectation is apart from enjoying it and eating a lot along, because you've got to fuel your body an awful lot to be able to, finish 50 miles. So to finish, that might look like 10 hours, possibly even longer. I haven't really focused on that, looking into that. I just want London out the way first. And then London, I would love a sub 3:30. I went for that last year and blew up, hit the wall at mile 20, 22. So I think I can overcome that this year. So I would love to beat the 3:30 time. So a 3:29 would be great. A 3:20 would be even better. And then Berlin, by the time I get to the end of September, I think I could do a sub 3:15. So a 3:14:58 would be delightful.
Oh, well, we're going to keep all our fingers crossed and we're going to be
Thank
rooting
you.
for you, Adam. So thank you so much for
You're
sharing all of those
welcome.
insights. It's been inspiring. And like I have seen you through this journey as well, and how you look, how you feel, the confidence that you have, just how you are as a person has been fantastic to see, because I can see the real benefits it's bringing you. And you look so healthy and well. So you really
Thank you.
do. You really
Ah,
do. So
bless
we're all
you.
going to be rooting
I'll
for
pay you
you.
later.
Oh, that's all right. We'll all root for you for Sunday, and I'll do another update on Sunday with your time if you don't mind.
Absolutely. Thanks,
Excellent.
Bex.
That's all right. You take care and good luck.
Okay, thank you.